Hey everybody, and welcome back to Game 2 of the FDX 5 Deadly X's against for Kyle and Blake in the AD2L Season 5. I'm Wolf Dota. You can follow me on Twitter or on Twitch if you want. Feel free. At Wolf Dota, both of them. And Game 2 is underway. We got a draft started out here. So Faceless Void gets picked up, and that was a hero that was banned in the last game by the 5 Deadly X's, I believe. Death Prophet Tide were also banned, as well as the PA. 5 Deadly X's decided to go for a Earthshaker right off the bat. Or sorry, it was a first pick Faceless Void, followed up by Earthshaker Elder Titan counter pick. So both heroes obviously very good at dealing with the chrono for obvious reasons. Excuse me. Earthshaker with the nice long range fissure, and Earth Splitter from the Elder Titan, as well as the Stomp and the Ancestral Spirit. Skywrath Mage picked up for Kyle and Blake, so very classic, I don't know how you want to say, 6.81 Dota feel, or early 6.812, I guess. No, not really. I don't know. Just very much the a classic combo as it is now between the Faceless Void and the Skywrath Mage. The extra burst damage to help them out early. Omni Knight is banned by for Kyle and Blake, not something they want to deal with. They haven't banned out Naga Siren yet, which did a lot of damage to them in the last game. Was just able to get a decent timed relic and just push. So there wasn't a whole lot they could do. They kind of just slowly fell behind. They did win team fights. It wasn't that they just like suddenly lost the game. They played well and they played hard, and they were able to. There were points there where I thought they were going to be able to make things happen, but it was just the Naga. I believe that was Pineapple Mucus was just very good at knowing when to go where, and had excellent sleep initiations, which when they come from smoke and you're not quite ready for it, they're just so hard to deal with. But Witch Doctor picked up again by for Kyle and Blake. They seem to like that one. Ogre Magi also picked up by F5 Deadly X's again. So both of them going back to some supports they liked. Skywrath Mage I think will be a very good hero against this lineup as well. So far they're all pretty tanky, but should be able to deal with it. The Necrolite pickup in the last game, I think there were heroes that would have done better with the same amount of farm. I think they could have picked maybe a slightly better hero, but at the same time, I think they picked it to go up against the offensive tri-lane, hoping that the Heartstopper aura and the sustain that the Necrolite provides for himself would be enough to keep him in the game. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out that way, but nonetheless. So 5 Deadly X's here going for an interesting draft. So far, it's looking like Core Shaker, which would be exciting to see. They go pick up a Bane, so I imagine there'll be a Mirana ban in the future for Kyle and Blake, unless they decide to pick the Mirana right now. They have a solid position 1 or off lane. It could even be a mid lane Faceless Void. I've seen that once or twice. Not very often, but it's happened. And if a lot of heroes generally, if you can offlane them, you can mid them. Because a lot of the same properties are required. Kind of. Like, obviously some mids don't make very good offlanes, but any offlaner with a escape can make a decent mid. Might not get farm per se, but will be able to escape and get that XP and stuff, and at least have a start. So it's not a bad idea to pick some of them up, just in situations where you need to get the XP out of the mid lane, but it's up against somebody that you know you can't beat per se. So, kind of interesting there, but it'll probably be a safe lane Void, maybe an offlaner if they decide to go that route. And I didn't mention this, but the Witch Doctor Death Ward inside of Chronosphere is a thing of beauty. Oh yeah, just dancing away, throwing out the Death Ward. Gotta love it when you can get a good one of those off. Like I said, the obvious combo with the Bane is a Mirana, but you also have to remember that they can use that to set up. They can Nightmare one hero and throw out a Phoenix Grip on another, and Fissure, and then Earth Splitter hits, and just all of those things combined can set up for some pretty solid kills. And Earth Splitter on a 100-second cooldown isn't that long. I mean, it's a longer ulti, but it's not It's not like it's, you know, Echo Slam at level 1 or Chronosphere at level 1 or even some of the really long ones. You're thinking of Tide Ravage, Black Hole, just those 150-second ones. For Kyle and Blake, they're using up all of their reserve time trying to decide what to go for here. Haven't quite decided yet. So, oh, and they decide to go for a Medusa. So they say, you guys want to play late game against us? We'll play late game against you in game 2. So they, oh, 5 Deadly X's do decide to ban out the Invoker. So I think that's a bit of a respect ban. The Invoker was played fairly well. Unfortunately, he was squishy to the Naga Siren when she got farmed, but it was a good pick nonetheless. And they ban out an Outworld Destroyer. So, a very interesting ban coming out from them. And not sure what they'll want to do here. So both teams kind of need a mid laner, unless they're running something a little different. And a Morphling pick coming up for 5 Deadly X's. So late game, Morphling will be able to blow up a single target, whereas Medusa will survive and just take out a team. Disruptor is the final hero picked up for 5 Deadly X's, which means that was at a Skywrath mid now, I think. Offlane Void, Medusa in the safe lane with Witch Doctor Disruptor, I want to say. Rasputin played hard support last time, so maybe Medusa mid. But we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, I'm not sure Reverb was a support last time. General Pants was also... What was that? But we'll have to wait and see where they go in the lanes, and I'll let you know. But first off, introducing the for Blake and Kyle squad, we've got King Kurd, the drafter, on the Faceless Void, Rasputin on that Skywrath Mage, Mistro Mon on that Disruptor there, and then Masta Wizard on the Naga Siren. And last but certainly not least, we've got Prince Nier on that Witch Doctor, who he didn't get pooled anything, but he bought mid items, so that's kind of exciting. Reaper, as it is spelled, R34P3R, Reaper, on that offlane Elder Titan, so he played offlane last time. And Pineapple Mucus, who was the Naga last time, is playing that Ogre Magi mid, so core Ogre can be a lot of fun. Giggles is on that support Bane, paired up with Reverb on the Earthshaker.
30 seconds to go.
And then in the safe lane, General Pants is playing that one position Morphling. So, look, it's interesting to see how scared for Kyle and Blake are playing, but it's kind of understandable as they did get rotated upon in the last game, and did have a first blood come out onto them from a smoke gank rotation with an Ogre Magi, Rubik, and a Wraith King. But now they're the ones on the offensive, and they're probably just looking to get a ward out. Earthshaker and Bane are sitting very cautious here. They're looking to see what rune spawns. ET does pick up an Invis rune, so just a bounty rune top, and looks like Reverb's going to be able to get that nice little bump on experience, and Earthshaker's excited about it. But they see this coming up. I don't think they're going to look to go. They don't have... Bane hasn't skilled anything early yet, so it might still wait and see what to go for. But it'd be very hard for them to get a kill. They need to block them with the fissure and be able to get a lot of right clicks off. Just the burst damage in general isn't going to be enough. And is this a... No. Okay, it's not a tri-lane mid. I was like, wait, what? But never mind. It's just a Witch Doctor up against an Ogre contesting the mid lane farm. And I think this is something the Ogre's going to do very well. And Fissure's going to come out, gets the stun. It's on the wrong side of the Ogre, though. He doesn't have a stun, and Bane doesn't have Brain Sap yet. Gonna take a couple tower shots and then get out, but that's an unfortunate gank coming up from the side of that. Meanwhile, Masta Wizard in this bottom lane is going to be farming up the Medusa. If I screw that up a few times, you're going to have to forgive me. They're both crazy snake ladies. But she did go for that first point and split shot, so not going to be able to harass him too much. More just push the lane. Meanwhile, we've got King Kurd on the Void farming up against General Pants on the Morphling. Like, both of them have escapes, and both of them have defensive passives. Well, not Morphlings isn't a passive per se, but the morph ability can be very defensive. Giggles on the Bane here, though. He doesn't have Nightmare to set up anything else, so just come around for a Brain Sap and a Waveform. Maybe if King Kurd gets too low. But he's got his leap, so he'll be able to just jump away. Probably going to get his 1 point in backtrack right about now. Yeah, there it is. But we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, they're still looking to go on this Witch Doctor. Poor Prince Nier has been having to play scared so far this game. Up on the top lane, they are looking to harass this Void a little bit. Just they've kind of given up on, I think, trying to kill him, and are now just going to look to push him back. Bully him out of lane. Meanwhile, Rasputin on the Skywrath does rotate in, not able to get in range for that glimpse. Unfortunately, level 1 glimpse is pretty weak as far as the range goes. I see Marowak 1. I can talk to you after the game's over. Nice defensive sleep comes out. Oh, Fisher's on the wrong side. King Kurt's going to be able to walk away. He's still got time walk, and he's good to go. So an unfortunate Fisher not able to block him off, but he has still had his time walk up and ready to go. Up on the bottom lane, Reaper looks like he's going to get some decent farm under the tower. He's got all the extra damage with the Ancestral Spirit, so it'll be good to go. As far as last hits go, Master Wizard is leading on the Medusa. She's got all she needs to pick up that Bassi into an Aquila. Very, very common Medusa. And she did get a point in stats. No Mystic Snake, no Mana Shield yet. So, very interesting build. Probably must be looking to hope to get some stacks made for her at some point and farm those up early, but none yet. Prince Nier on the Witch Doctor is going to pick up a DD rune, and he does have 2 points in Maledict and 2 points in Cask. So with that, if he can get an extra bounce onto somebody, he might be able to get a solo kill almost. As Witch Doctor hits pretty hard as far as the support goes, especially in the mid lane. That said, Ogre is very tanky, sitting there with the 7 armor and 800 and some health. Activates that bounty rune. We'll have to see. Fire Blast comes out in Prince Nier, but I think it's just some harass. Stun comes out, gonna look for that other bounce, doesn't get it, doesn't throw out the Maledict, saves the mana. Probably a good call. Meanwhile, Void in the offlane has been zoned out fairly well by the General Pants and Rewerb, as well as Giggles tri-lane now that is rotated up here. And he's just gonna have to sit back and zap XP. I mean, he's got Time Walk, so he's gonna need his supports to be able to do the damage once he gets 6 and can get into a Chrono. But he's got good supports for it. The Witch Doctor ward, he is dropping low. It looks like he's just getting harassed down. And he finds a regen rune. The green rune is going to save him. So, in the RNGesus we trust. But the real RNGesus up here is King Kurd on the Void. Medusa, she finishes her treads first, so that's fine. A little more attack speed. A little easier to farm. Extra strength, keep her going. Morphling and the Ogre are leading the charts. 20 and 7 for the Morph, 20 and 5 for the Ogre. Medusa's 18 and 4, then the Witch Doctor 15 and 0. Void's actually doing very well in this offlane, considering how much pressure there is on him up here. He's got 13 last hits, so he's going to be fairly happy with that, and he's level 5 as well at 5 minutes, so not getting zoned out very hard at all. And this tri-lane hasn't really been able to do a whole lot. Earthshaker looks like he's trying to do some pulls, missed the double pull there, unfortunately. But so far, King Kurd's going to be fairly happy. Meanwhile, in the offlane, Elder Titan's having a much harder time. He's going to hit level 5 with this. There was a fair bit of creep build-up, so I'll have to see. But it looks like they kind of want to go on him. Oh, misses the kinetic field. They're going to be able to glimpse him back in, and he's dropping very low. He's going to be the first blood, unless he can get the stomp off. He gets it off. He's running away. The first blood goes onto the Disruptor, then cleaned up by the Medusa. So, excellent play coming up from him. Manages to secure the first blood for his team. Even though it was killed by the Dire, I think it still went towards him. Good plays coming out from him. Ooh, yeah, that's not going to go in there. Ogre's rotating through, going to look for an Ignite slow, but not going to be able to get anything. So they dive onto the Elder Titan, but he makes them pay for it. Nice play for him. Medusa did pick up a kill, so that's going to help her farm up, but she really wanted that first blood. And that Elder Titan that was struggling because he did get full experience and gold for that kill. He's going to be pretty happy with that. So, an interesting play coming out there. Yeah. But Witch Doctor has his Disruptor sitting in the trees there, but unfortunately this tree is gone, so they're going to look to go. Need another Cask bounce. There it is. Kinetic Field comes up as well. Got to get that Static Storm on him. Witch Doctor ulti as well. Going to be able to glimpse him back into range, and this is going to be one dead Ogre. Nice teamwork coming out from Mistromon and Prince Nier there. They managed to get the kill on the very tanky Ogre Magi in the mid lane. So they're going to be happy with that. Meanwhile, Reaper is forcing this Medusa back. Mana's all gone. And oh, Echo Stomp is gonna miss, so not quite able to get the kill off there, but getting very close. This Medusa is gonna need some help coming down soon. Disruptor's coming as well, and Skyreth Mage rotates in as well, and is gonna harass the the Elder Titan out of the lane. Well, this Bane dropping fairly low had a Maledict charge on him, so that's when they can go. Things coming out from them. They think there's someone in the side shop, but not rotating through yet. Meanwhile, Ogre did not take multicast at level 6. Doesn't want that increased mana cost, I guess. Gets the stun onto the Medusa as well as the Earth Splitter. That's going to land on them. She's dropping very low. Is she going to tick down to the Ignite? And she does! The last tick brings her down. Silence onto the Ogre, and just going to be some harass coming out. So good plays coming from them. They get the slow as well as the Earth Splitter, and they get the kill on the Naga Iron. Maestro Man's going to be dropping very low. Bane comes out, gets the Nightmare, and a Brain Sap gets another kill. So 2 quick kills going the way of FDX. They're going to be pretty happy with that. CTR is going to have to do something in order to buy them more space. And I think their saving grace is in this Void. The offlane Void has been doing a very good job. He's got 21 last hits, which if it was a safe laner wouldn't be that much. But because he's been, for the most part, up against a tri-lane, just trying to get something, I think he's doing not too bad. That said, Rewerb, the Earthshaker, is going to rotate in, and he is going for max enchant totem here. Even as a support Shaker, the damage is strong. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we have a nice Witch Doctor, Cask, and ulti coming out, as well as a excellent kinetic field, stopping that Bane from getting away. Reaper is trying to hide in the trees, juking around, just trying to salve up, but in the end, he's just going to go down. He just sits there and accepts his fate. He had no mana, nowhere to go. Sad and alone, he gets picked off. But an excellent play coming out, and return kills for the side of the for Blake and Kyle squad. Well, I think they're going to find King Kurt. Reverb walked right past him. Didn't see him in time. He's going to have to let him go now. But I don't think they get that kill anyway. The 2 stuns and time walk out, and then you're done. Skyreth Mage really needs to get level 6, and then I think they're going to look to use their Chrono and Mystic Flare combination here. Meanwhile, Morphling, he's got the One Ring of Health, 47 last hit, so he's doing all right. He is leading the charts. Not sure where net worth's at right here, but it's actually the mid Witch Doctor. Got Phase Boots going straight for Ags, and is going to be looking to get really combo with that Void. Meanwhile, this Ogre still doesn't have any points in multicast. I'm not sure what his thought is there, but lots of cask bounces coming onto this Ogre. That's like the most frustrating thing ever, is when you just can't move because of the stupid cask bouncing around all over the place. Very, very frustrating. Meanwhile, bottom tower is denied by the Reaper on the Elder Titan, and he's going for a Soul Ring. So good sustain on the ET. Didn't mean to draw on the map. And Master Wizard is going for a Morbid Mask. Very interesting choice. Not sure. Is this like the Mask of Madness Medusa build that I've heard about? I've never actually seen. This could be very interesting indeed. Not sure how good in the late game that is, but it could be a lot of damage early, especially if you can get off a solid Stone Gaze. And they do have a good spell to lead into the Stone Gaze with the Chronosphere into Stone Gaze. Be very effective as well. And I think as far as general team fight goes, for Blake and Kyle, they're going to have a much better time as between the Disruptor, Witch Doctor, Void, and the Medusas, all their ultis, and just hero control spells in general. They have a fair bit more, but FDX has a much more scrappy team fight. Like, they got the Ogre wandering around being very tanky and manly, just fire blasting people away. The Morphling is eventually going to be just waveforming in and out of the fight, maybe bursting someone down with an Adaptive Strike into a Ethereal Blade. Elder Titan throwing out stomps and just debuffing everybody with the Natural Order. Earthshaker throws out his Fissure, and with the Enchant Totem build can hit fairly hard. I Bane is probably the weakest part of their team fight, and it is the Mask of Madness build on the Medusa, so interesting choice here. And she does have some stacks now to farm up. So let's see if she gets this one. Can it be 3? Yes, it is. So she's going to be happy with that. So split shot on, Mask of Madness engaged, and she's going to farm. Here, DD Rune there would be pretty nice to have right now, but she's just going to look to farm this, not using her mana shield. Meanwhile, in the top lane, if Fire Blast comes out onto the Witch Doctor and does finish him off, he's got that point in multicast. The Earthshaker actually fissures himself out of the way. Unfortunately, the Ogre Magi is caught by himself, gets an Ignite onto the Void. He's dropping very low. Static Storm comes out as well. It's kind of disjoining the team fight, but unfortunately no kinetic field. Void's got his ulti. He hasn't used it yet. Echo Slam misses, only hits the Skywrath Mage. Then they fissure, blocks them off. Oh no, that's so unfortunate. Asperton's going to just hug his tower and hope that they leave him alone. The Ogre decides not to go. Void is going to be running back to the well. So while had his ulti, decided not to throw it out there. Naga Siren does have a DD rune used now, and I'm not sure if she's going to be able to... She's not going to try and stack this. But she's just going to farm up away. So she's starting to farm fairly well. Now hopefully see that accelerated. The net worth chart is very close between the top 4, as you can see there. But
Dyer's mid tower won't last much longer.
Good game in general. Sorry, good farm in general coming out for them. Well, Witch Doctor is halfway to his Ags there. He just needs the two more stat items, and he'll be good to go. Morphling must be going for a Lincoln's. Got the Perseverance now, and halfway to that ultimate orb. So when he gets that, I think he'll have the sustain he needs just to kind of hang out and farm with impunity, as well as come to fights and be effective in general if he needs to. Lincoln's is going to be really good against. Oh, we have a leap in Chrono one too. There's the Witch Doctor ulti. Stun hits the Void, but not enough, and there's not enough damage without the Maledict. The Ogre's just too damn tanky. That 8 armor counter Earth Splitter coming out. Oh, they get the glimpse off on the Ogre. He's going to drop to the dubs one more time. Earthshaker's there as well, but no ulti to follow it up. They get a Nightmare onto the Medusa. Instantly broken with the Ancestral Spirit. Fissure comes through as well. Defensive kinetic field. Oh, this Elder Titan, he looks stuck on the other side. Not going to go for it. Might glimpse him back. No, they don't want to. So they still had Static Storm. So they do end up getting the Ogre, but he would have dropped a lot quicker if they'd had Maledict on him. That extra damage in there, because the physical damage of the Death Ward is just so hard to hurt this Ogre with. He's got 8 armor, and I don't know, 1,200 health probably, 1,100 maybe. And get some strength items. Yeah, that's 1,100. But this Elder Titan as well is very tanky. He's got a Soul Ring, so he's got mana to do stuff as well. This Witch Doctor stealth though sees everything going on. Multicast on that. Witch Doctor's gonna punish them with the cast. They get one more and the Maledict as well. This Ogre's gonna drop to the Maledict tick. There it is. Nice amount of damage coming out as well. They do lose their Disruptor in the end. Nice Echo Slam from the Earthshaker. Runs up. Medusa has to pop the Stone Gaze in order to get away, but excellent Echo coming out from the support Earthshaker and Reorb, who after getting 2 points in Enchant Totem is maxing Aftershock, so no damage in Fissure yet, but all the while, this Morphling farming away. Gonna have that ultimate orb here and a couple more last hits. Excellent play for him. And he's just been hitting creeps the whole game. So he's up to almost 100 CS, 92 at the moment. Not counting the 26 denies. Holy crap. And he has been able to push it in there. So there's his ultimate orb. He picks it up. So just a recipe away from the Lincolns, and he's going to be tough to deal with. This Medusa is not getting nearly as much around the map as that Morphling is. And, well, the Medusa can be behind to a point. Medusa needs to be on par. If she's too far behind, the Morphling will be able to just burst her through her mana shield if she doesn't have enough of a mana pool or health pool to deal with it. Especially going Mask of Madness, that extra 30% damage coming in is just going to... If she pops that during a fight and then gets waveformed, like... Oh my, the Morphling drops quick to that Chronosphere and Mystic Flare though. Holy crap. So they do get a pick off on that Morphling, and we see the combo coming out from the Skywrath Mage and the Faceless Void. Rasputin and King Kurd working well together there. You get the pick, and they're going to look to push this into the tower. So, like I said before, this Void is going to be their ticket to get pickoffs in the mid game and keep them in it. They got to keep pressure on this this Morphling again. I want to see them do it like 2 more times, like right when he respawns. As soon as the Chrono's off cooldown, just go for him again and again. Just never end. Meanwhile, FDX, they just have to kind of keep up what they're doing, keep pressure on the towers, and keep creating space for this Morphling. You know, Witch Doctor's only 700 away from his Ags, and at which point their team fight damage will increase dramatically, and it'll be enough damage to actually hurt this Ogre Magi, who has 1,000,000 armor. General Pants, Rewerb, and the Earthshaker. They're looking for a stun. They get a waveform as well. Looking for a stomp. Oh, not quite. He just manages to time walk out of it. But I think they're going to want to just turn this into a push as well. They use the fort, and they've got no Chronosphere yet for 50 seconds, but they've got Stone Gaze as well as Glimpse and and Static Storm. Nice Kinetic Field and Static Storm. He catches on too. Morphling is in trouble, not sure where to go. Is going to be able to wait for him away. The Earthshaker does get turned to stone. Pops the Echo. Doesn't really do a whole lot. Medusa's dropping low in that front line. Mask of Madness does wear out now. Glimpse is going to go onto the Morphling and bring him back. Faceless Void runs up and is trying to kill the Earthshaker. He gets one more hit and brings him down. Morphling waveforms back in. Faceless Void's dropping very low. Morphling's looking for a pick off. They're chasing down the Void. Is he going to be able to get away? He doesn't have a leap yet. There it is. He manages to get out. Good leap from him. So, all in all, it's an Earthshaker for a Disruptor, and a lot of ultimates used. But I guess in the end, though, FDX, they do manage to pick it up and get the mid-tier 1. So I guess they come out ahead. Imagine the gold graph is, yeah, within under 1,000, so basically even experience. A little bit in favor of CTR, so they'll be a little happy about that, but this Medusa's build is just so all in. There's no like safety net whatsoever. And I mean, you saw how much damage she was taking that last fight. That's just, once there's more damage on this Morphling, like now it's got a point in Adaptive Strike, and once he finishes out this ultimate orb, it's gonna be a lot of damage coming out from him. Once he gets that max. Not to mention if Ogre Magi gets once he gets his scepter, and if he gets a quad cast off, Medusa's just gonna pop. But Void leaps forward, and we do have a Chrono as well. Mystic Flare is gonna drop onto the Ogre Magi. He's dropping very low. He manages to get himself 4 staff, and then he uses an Invis Rune. Oh, the dove still hit through stealth anyway. You can't disjoint that. So there's a kinetic field. Medusa's pops her Mask of Madness, looking to push this wave. Got to watch out for that Earthshaker. Gets the Fissure off, but they're not going to be able to follow up anymore. They didn't have the Earth Splitter. Cass comes out. It's going to bounce between them. We got a Maledict onto the Elder Titan, but they're not going to go for it. Meanwhile, Morphling does manage to push out the top tower, so that's his Lincoln Sphere. Witch Doctor did pick up his Ags now, so Chronosphere is going to be up in 72 seconds, and they're going to look for a big Ags Witch Doctor ulti there. That'll be an impressive amount of damage if they can manage to land it off. Meanwhile, Medusa is going to get stomped up in the mid lane. No Earth Splitter to come through yet. Fissure onto the, blocking off the Witch Doctor as well. Lots of jousting and juking and jiving, positioning stuff going on in the mid lane, but not a whole lot as far as actual commitment from either team. Morphling TP's bottom is just going to farm it up. Meanwhile, the Void is farming up top. He is going for an Eggs himself, so looking for lots of pickoffs to go with his low cooldown Skywrath buddy and the relatively low cooldown of the Witch Doctor as well. So Cass comes out again. It's going to bounce around the team only twice, but Stomp's going to land on 2. Are they going to go for the Earth Splitter here? No, they decide not to. It's only a level 1 Stomp, so it only lasts for a couple seconds. Earth Splitter's going to land. Nope, misses the Witch Doctor, though. Kinetic Field, Static Storm does land on the Bane. He's going to drop. Nice Echo Slam from Rewerb. He manages to finish off the Skywrath Mage. And he's going to take out the last point in Thunderstrike. Meanwhile, the Ogre Magi is going to get Kinetic Field as well. He gets some multicasting there. Looking for another one. He gets the double. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner coming up from Pineapple Mucus. It's a good plays for him. And so 3 for 2 exchange. We get two supports and a mid Witch Doctor for 2 supports. So I think FDX is going to be pretty happy with that. They got that as well. Medusa dropped very low in that fight, and I think that's the problem with this Mask of Madness. Medusa's powerful when she's incredibly tanky and you just can't kill her. But with this build, just trying to deal out massive damage I think is a little scary right now. Void's farming up the bottom lane, so he's got his Chronosphere up, and does he have any points? Nope. None of the stat items for the Ags yet, but he does have it up, and Witch Doctor is coming, or sorry, Skywrath Mage is coming down here as well. Got that Mystic Flare up and running. They're gonna look for a pickoff on someone, I'm sure, if anyone shows their face. Hanging out that he's stacking the camp. Is he gonna get it? Yeah, good stuff. Excellent support coming up from Rasputin. The Faceless Void. 65 hits he can get. He's got the Ogre Club on the way, so he's going to be tanky. Earthshaker, not near that blank yet, but so far been landing good Echo Slams without it. Just good positioning and stuff. Meanwhile, Bane gets a solo kill on the Medusa. Fiend Script too strong. The mana drain, 5% per second on top of the health. So a very squishy Medusa may have even had Mask of Madness on. No, it would have been off. Would have worn off by then. But when it started, so that would have been a fair bit of extra damage coming out as well. So excellent pick off by the Bane there. Giggles getting a nice kill. But it's just when your Medusa gets picked off by a Bane, it's not great. They're gonna have to be able to find a lot of space with this Void, and they definitely have the combination too. If they get a 4-man Chrono into a Witch Doctor ulti, that's a one-team fight, just straight up. Or even just like a 3-man Chrono, depending on who's caught outside of it. Or even if they're just zoned out and can't get near the Witch Doctor to cancel it. Because at this point, it doesn't matter if they stun the... is he going to Chrono for this, or he's just going to drop it? Points 110-second cooldown. And that's going to be a quick kill. Medusa actually gets there to snag the kill. Ogre shows up, throws out a stun onto the Void, but they're not going to pursue. Chrono's on cooldown. What is the cooldown on Chrono with an Ags now? It's still 60 seconds, so they just nerfed it before that, because it used to be 120, 100, and then 80. So now Ags is a lot better on Void, 30 seconds instead of just a 20-second reduction. Still get the same increased time as well. Ogre, they're looking to go on Ogre mid. Stun comes on to Medusa as well as the Ignite, but just gonna harass back. Medusa's almost got that ultimate orb, so that'll help out a lot just with general life. Void's gonna look to clean up the stack, but I almost wonder if you wouldn't want to save this for the Medusa, who's having a much harder time. Meanwhile, mid lane, Ogre's throwing up more Ignites. Sentry's dropped here. They think they've got some vision around. They do, and it's just on the edge. A well-placed sentry by Maestro Man, Mon, the Disruptor. Words. So looks like CTR is gonna try and push the mid lane. No, they're gonna back off. Elder Titan Spirit's gonna be coming through. There's a big push top lane. The Medusa can go farm up. She's still trying to finish this ancient stack though. Things coming out about that. Witch Doctor's like, hey, one of you farming types go deal with that. He's trying to deal with this stack here. Those are to cast. It's bouncing all over the place. She's gonna go clean up this. That'll be a good amount of farm for her. And there's her ultimate orb. So this plus a little bit more, and she'll basically have her Manta style, which is when she's gonna start to get tanky. Good set of wards coming out here. Disruptor gets picked off as well. Looks like just the Ogre match, 4-man rotation. Morphling is going to go into Rasputin. They're going to bring him down. Adaptive Strike starting to do a fair bit of damage, and he goes for Yasha build, but Void comes in and gets a 2-man Chrono, and the Witch Doctor's ulti is doing a lot of damage there. Manages to bring him down. Still channeling, ripping apart the other team. The Earthshaker is going to go down. Manages to cancel out the rest of the Witch Doctor ulti. Unfortunately, it's not enough. General Pants starts morphing to strength, but I'm not sure how much this is going to do. Maledict's not doing enough damage, and he doesn't have enough mana to go anywhere. He's going to have to, especially if he keeps morphing like this, he needs a fair bit more mana. He's going to have to adapt to Strike. But looks like just a nice juke down the hill. Unless Witch Doctor can get another stun on. Medusa's going to catch up as well. Starts doing damage. Oh no, he's only got 120 health. He's out of mana too. They're still chasing him. Cass comes out onto Reaper here, and they're going to look to just go on him instead. Medusa does a fair amount of damage. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to pick him off. Glimpse from the Disruptor, and they managed to get him back as well. Missed the kinetic field, unfortunately, though, so he's not going to be held in too hard. Maledict's a lot of damage, but it's not going to be enough to take him down. So, all in all, good fight coming out from FDX. A bit of a dive, but they don't get punished for it, so it's all right in the end. Or sorry, CTR, not FDX. Excellent Witch Doctor ulti. They got 3 kills with that fight. The beauty of a Witch Doctor ulti. And that wasn't even a full, like, 5-man chrono. That was a 2-man chrono with a couple people that walked in afterwards. There's a good Echo Slam from the Earthshaker to cancel out the rest of that Witch Doctor ulti, though. So off that, they're going to look. They know that there's a couple cooldowns up or down, still down for the side of FTX, but clear is too strong. Void's almost got his Ags. He's only a couple hundred gold away. Just the agility item away. You know, Medusa's farming up more camps here. Witch Doctor throws out a cask. Looks like he's just clearing creeps. So he's got 2,900 gold. What does Witch Doctor go? Is he gonna go for a BKB this game, or is he gonna go for maybe a? I guess BKB would be the most common, but might go for a positioning item like a blank Force Staff or a Shadow Blade if he really wants to go for something a little out of the box. But not sure yet. What would be really interesting to see is if you went something like Assault Cuirass on one of these heroes for the extra minus armor as the Witch Doctor ulti is physical. Chrono just catches the Ogre Magi, but not going to be able to do a whole lot. Witch Doctor ult comes out, gets on the Earthshaker. He doesn't manage to cancel it. Witch Doctor's channeling it out. Multicast onto King Kurd. He drops very low, dies to the Earth Splitter. It also picks off the Skywrath Mage. Nice ulti coming out from the Disruptor there. Static Storm catching two. Oh, the Ogre's so low. He's gonna live. That cask though kept him in there. Echo Stomp's just gonna miss. Elder Titan cancels it. Ogre drops very low, almost died during that engagement, but they were able to turn around. Nice Earth Splitter and Morphling combos coming out, managing to pick up 2 kills. And then the multicast on that Void. Just the 3x was just what that Ogre needed. So they're going to look to counter push. Cask coming out, cancels the Stomp. Oh! Adaptive Strike finishes off the Disruptor. That's a lot of damage coming out onto him. So we'll have to wait and see. A Hood now completed on this Elder Titan, so he's going to look to go for a pipe. But they're just pressuring this tower. Cask is going to come out and bounce once. Pops off the Lincolns and the Morphling, and they're just going to keep going. Medusa's not here yet. She doesn't have an ulti to go. Witch Doctor's dropping low. He's got to be careful that he doesn't just get shotgun waveform down. Silence under the Morphling from the Skywrath. They don't have their Disruptor here to pull anyone back and burst him down yet, though. So they're going to defend their tower. Takes about half damage. You know, Earthshaker's bottom. Does he have anything? He's got still no Blink Dagger yet for him. He's been playing the hard 5, I guess. I'm not too sure where his... I don't know. I guess he's only got 21 CS and only 1 kill, so... The assist gold isn't that strong, and they haven't been getting rubber band gold to make the assists that much better, so... When he gets a Blink Dagger, he'll be a happier shaker. Meanwhile, Medusa is starting to get some farm. Has a Perseverance now, so maybe going into going in for the Lincoln Sphere now after the Mask of Madness Yasha maybe just to help speed up the farming and movement speed and just general agility item. It is very good for that, but it's not very interesting that he didn't go for the Perseverance into it either. It's just a strange item build up to me. Not sure why you would go that way. Unless he changed his mind halfway through. He does have his Lincolns now, though. Concurred almost has his Ags, just 150 away. Meanwhile, Giggles is here in the mid lane with his buddy, the Ogre. Ogre's going for an Orchid. Looking to put that amp damage to work. Force Staff to the high ground. Gets a multicast, only a 1x. Though, he needs... It's unfortunate that he didn't Force Staff his buddy up and run around. He's gonna look for the Fiend's Grip, and it's gonna land. Oh! He moved right after it, canceled it. Medusa pops her ulti and starts chasing him down. Cask is gonna come out, it's not gonna bounce, but they're gonna be able to bring down Giggles. There it is. The the last right click from Witch Doctor manages to bring him down. So, unfortunately canceled his own Fiend Grip. Must have accidentally just clicked the ground afterwards. They're gonna get dewarded for that. Meanwhile, Elder Titan is going to pick up a tower in the bottom lane. Gets to get the last hit with that extra damage from the Ancestral Titan. And they want to push this mid lane. They know they're up a hero. They've got their Chronosphere, Witch Doctor ulti ready to go. Void does not have his Ags yet, so that's double. If he casts Chrono before he gets his Ags to him, that's going to be double the cooldown, which would be very unfortunate if he had to do it. Looks like he wants to... He's kind of sitting back, so he probably wants to make sure he gets that before he casts anything. Meanwhile, Ogre's coming around. And yeah. Witch Doctor sending, going back for that. Disruptor has been playing the hard 5, no mobility items yet. If this goes like ultra late, I imagine Disruptor will be able to pick up an Ags of his own, which would be really nice to have. Wouldn't be able to BKB out of a Static Storm or anything like that. And just the extra damage and duration as well is pretty awesome. So lots of items coming out in this courier. BKB for the Witch Doctor, so that's what he bought with all that gold. And a Lincoln Sphere for the Naga Siren. So the only thing they have to cancel the Witch Doctor ulti now is I guess they could use Fiend's Grip on it, assuming Bane's not caught in a Chrono. But that's a Fiend's Grip on the Witch Doctor that, if he's already gotten a bunch of his Death Ward off, might not be too worth it. Silence comes out into the Void, so he's going to be taking a little bit of damage. Fissure blocks them off, unfortunately. Disruptor's kind of all alone. He's not sure where to go. Runs back to his Medusa for help. They're looking to go. But Medusa's just sitting here. I'm not sure what you're worried about. I'm just going to hit some creeps. Have some fun. Cask flies through. He's going to force staff out of range. Stomp faked out again. Void sitting here. He's got his Mask of Madness popped. He's looking for a jump. But I'm not sure if he's going to want to go. They've got it warded. He's only going to be able to get one. I'm not sure they want to use Chrono on just this... Oh, Chrono might be coming up. Earth Splitter has come out. It's going to land on 3. The Echo Slam kind of whiffs there. Nice Medusa ult, though. They managed to burst down the Skywrath Mage. Witch Doctor starts to channel his ward, though, and that's going to tear through him. The Bane walks into it as well. Oh, the ward changes targets, unfortunately. Would have finished off the Bane for sure. Fiend's Grip onto the Faceless Void. He's going to need some help, though. Bane starts running away. He's got a Brain Sap and a Nightmare, so maybe he can cancel himself. So far, a 3-for-3 exchange. On the backside of the fight, though, the Morphling's cleaning up the rest of the team, and he's looking to clear up this Void. He's got his Mantisile and another Ultimate Orb, so he's going for a Scotty. This is a right-click Morphling, not a shotgun Morphling, and he ends up making it a 3-for-3 exchange. So all in all, they all lose basically the same. CTR come out a little bit ahead. Their 2 cores stayed alive. Their 2 main cores stayed alive, I guess. But in the end, the graphs show a pretty even story here, though. Up and down, up and down, up and down. All over the place here. Mask of Madness popped. Chronosphere comes out again. Is there a Skywrath Mage? There is a Skywrath Mage. They pop the Lincolns, though. And it looks like they're going to be able to burst him down. They get a bash, but it's not enough. He gets a Manta off. And how much damage is this Dove going to do? Does he realize... Oh, maybe it was disjointed by the Manta style. Because that didn't hit him. Didn't think you could disjoint the Doves, but... apparently you can. If they had used Concussive Shot to break the Lincolns instead of Ancient Seal, he'd have died there. Wouldn't have been able to start morphing strength... Well, he was Chrono, so he couldn't, but that extra 35% damage from the Mystic Flare would have been a kill. Medusa now has her Manta as well as her Lincoln, so she's finally starting to tank up. So now Mask of Madness, not so terrible. But first, oh, multicast onto the Disruptor. Ogre's going ham here. He gets stunned up, though, and hit by a Maledict. He's going to burst as well down to this. Lots of damage. The Stone Gaze comes forward. Void's looking for another Chrono. Manages to catch it on 1. Picks the right Bane, though. Good for him. He's going to get stunned up by the... what is that? The Echo Stomp? Yeah. Stunned up by the Echo Stomp. And the Bane still dies anyway, though. And the Witch Doctor says it best. He's just happy to be there. They want to push this tower, maybe be able to pick it off. It is at full health, so I don't know if they'll be able to get it, but they'll be able to do a lot of damage to it. Nice Stomp comes out there on 3, so that's going to slow it down. Fissure as well. Skywrath Mage still wants to go for it, but they're going to back. Morphling's back and moving around, and almost got enough for that other Ultimate Orb for that Scotty. And even if he goes like Scotty and then into an Ethereal Blade, you still get, even just the Adaptive Strike is going to be a lot of damage from that Morphling. Moose is heading bottom. She's going to farm that up. Split Shot's very good now for clearing up these waves. Quickly push them out. And she's got another 2100 gold in the bank, so we'll see what she wants to go for. Could be a Scotty of her own, as it were. And she picks up an ultimate orb, which makes me think that. Note she's going for a scythe or a oh, multicast onto the witch doctor. That's a lot of damage. Not gonna go for him, but just saying hello, how are you? Oh. Good play coming out from both sides so far. Very even game. A lot more even than the first one. First one was very much just a slow and steady decline, no matter what CTR could do to win, but it was well played by both sides there. And Void's going for a BKB of his own, so Rasputin really wants to get level 16, get that max Mystic Flare. Not sure what he wants to go for as far as another item here, but he does have a mechanism, so he's decently tanky for the Skywrath. They do decide to smoke up, and they're bringing out the jungle, so they want to go for it. See what they decide to do here. They're gonna stop onto this Ogre Magi. So far, nothing yet. They both get a stun off. Silence up as well. Nice Fissure comes through, stuns everybody. Ogre's gonna make it away. Concussive shot onto the Earthshaker. He's gonna get glimpsed back. There's a kinetic field. He gets off the Echo Slam, gets a return kill on the Disruptor. Shotgun comes out onto the Void, not doing a whole lot of damage. They want to go on the Switch Doctor. He starts channeling his Death Ward. Ulti comes out from Medusa. Unfortunately, both are kind of but Fissure comes out, doesn't stop it. Oh, Void leaps forward, gets the kill. He gets stunned up as well. He's gonna get Echo Stomped. Shotgunned again, Silence as well. Waveform down by the Morphling, and this is gonna be no. It doesn't hit on Rasputin to support, but he's gonna get picked off by the Morphling on the backside, and they're looking to chase the Naga Siren. Malada comes out onto Reaper. He's still chasing though. Wants to get that stomp, and he's gonna be able to get it. Meanwhile, they're gonna go for this Witch Doctor here. He's gonna try and TP out. Morphling shotgun. There it is. And this Medusa, I think, is going to be able to get away. Elder Titan doesn't have a whole lot left. He wants it, though. He's pursuing hard. He really wants to put it to the Snake Lady here, though. Another Stomp coming out. This one's not going to land, so she's away now. Good play coming out from the side of FDX. And they managed to pick up 4 kills in total for that. Well, this Morphling, I think he's got his Scotty, yeah. So now things are starting to be a little scary here. Morphling's going to hit very hard with this Scotty. He's going to have a lot more health to deal with. He can sit full complete agility and just not worry about it. But at the same time, Medusa as well is starting to get very tanky, and without the shotgun from Morphling, there's no real way to burst through her mana shield. Also, they don't have any, other than the Bane's Fiend's Grip, they don't really have any way to remove her mana quickly, like a Nixus S Mana Burn, Silencers, Curse of the Silent, and, you know, somebody who goes a big Diffusal Blade hero as well. They don't really have any of that, or even a Keeper of the Light and just a Mana Drain and run away. They're going to start pinging out Roshan, so finally they're going to start to think about it. Reaper here is running around hasted. Look, not sure if they're going to want to go for this or smoke for it, but General Pants is sitting here. He does make a replicant, so he's going to be good to go to just farm forever. And he's sitting here with 1800 health and 68% armor resistance. I hear a BKB popped off in the corner. That is one on the Witch Doctor. He starts channeling his ulti. Nice Static Storm Kinetic Field coming in from the Disruptor as well. Catches two. They managed to get the Bane. Good glimpse back. That's a quick 3-0. But that said, the Morphling manages to blow up the Skywrath Mage. Gonna start going toe for toe with the Medusa. Voidly Sword gets a Chrono on the Ogre, but that Ogre is tanky. He doesn't have his team yet there to help him out. Medusa shows up, and they're gonna be able to bring down. No! Oh, he 4-sets a high ground, but it's not enough. They're looking to go in this Void, but it's just Morphling against the world. He manages to replicate out. They see him. They get a glimpse off as well. They're gonna keep going for him. They don't have any other stun. There's the leap for the slow Waveform off to the side. He's starting to morph strength. He's very tanky. Gonna TP out. And Cass comes out from the Witch Doctor. He's still dropping very low. And by then his team, and that's going to be it though. So, very elusive and very well played by the Morphling, but this control coming out from Disruptor, just too strong. The quick cooldown stuns and glimpse and kinetic field, all that. As well as the Void able to, whenever the Morphling leaps or runs somewhere, like waveforms, just time walk after him. Very well played. And they're going to look to push this tower. Medusa's clearing out the creep wave. They're waiting for theirs to show up. And she's basically got her Scotty as well. She just needs to send a Crow to the shop, and it's all hers. Void does finish up his BKB. That's the thing they're looking for. He leaps forward, gets a Chrono and reworb, and that's going to drop him very low. That said, Void is also quite hurt. He gets Fiend's Grip, and that's going to be... Backtracks are so real! How much does he have? He does end up going down, but Medusa is going to Stone Gaze the Bane, and that's going to be all the Bane said. Silence comes out onto the Elder Titan. Cask is bouncing around in there again, but they have a Witch Doctor ulti. Haven't thrown it out yet. Nice Static Storm that's going to break them up and force them back. Witch Doctor's running forward. Glimpse onto the Elder Titan. He's going to come back. He's going to get locked in by the kinetic field. Brought down. And that's a mid tower, and three more heroes dropping for the side of FDX. Morphling's still down from that previous engagement. They're going to be able to get a second tower out of this. This creep wave is just massive up here. Medusa's going to clean up all the enemy creeps if she wants to. Are they going to go for this? I think they should. Yeah, and they're going to be able to get this top tower, I think. We won't have to commit to it too hard. Ogre and Morphling are moving in, but it's... Oh, Earthshaker's there too, so... But, oh, Cass comes out onto the Witch Doctor as well. Maledicted up. Ogre's Force-Staffed away. Replicate's made. The creeps are going to be able to finish this tower off. One more catapult shot. There it is. Morphling's going in. Does manage to finish off the Disruptor. And Replicate's out. A good pick off by him. But he's starting to... This Medusa that was struggling early with the Mask of Madness build, naked Mask of Madness, is managing to come back quite nicely though. She's starting to get very scary. She's got her two defensive and 2.5 defensive items, and then then 2 offensive items, or 1.5 offensive items, I guess. So she's gonna look to get rid of this value ring of protection. How very eternal envy of him. And he's going to need to go, probably an MKB would be pretty solid, or I guess a Daedalus, but just needs a damage item as well. A Butterfly could work too. Kind of a mix between tanky and damage, but whatever he wants to. Void pops his Mask of Madness, is looking for a leap in. Oh, misses the Chrono on the Ogre. That's the first one he's missed after getting a lot of those near on the edge. That voices a reaction. So these guys are having some fun with it as well. It was a really nice Force Staff coming out from the Ogre Magi. And he's almost got his eggs. He's only 200 away. Void, I think, needs to go for another damage item as well, though. Maybe, like, if he goes for a Mjolnir or a Maelstrom and a crit, I think he would have enough damage needed to burst down this very tanky Ogre. Elder Titan's got a fair bit of health as well. The Morphling, though, they're going to need a lot more than just the Void. That's gonna be Witch Doctor, Ulti, and Mystic Flare in order to bring him down. Looks like they might want to go for Roche. No, just gonna farm up some Ancients. Ogre Magi is pushing. Does now have his Acceptor. Ogre Magi is pushing. What the hell am I talking about? But he's gonna come out of the base and look for something to ding 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 on. He wants to get that double 4x here, which would pretty much kill the Witch Doctor, Disruptor for sure, Skywrath for sure, and it would not be pleasant for anyone else on the team. Nice glimpse. That's gonna be the end of that Earthshaker cutout. Silence onto there. We get a Static Storm, Mystic Flare onto the Morphling here, but he's locked in. Doesn't have anywhere to go. He's gonna wait for him over the high ground. Witch Doctor's ulti was dropped. Chrono is going to land on him as well. They're going to need more. Stun comes out from the from the Ogre onto the Medusa, but fortunately it's just not going to be enough. Nice Earth Splitter. It's going to land on 2. Yeah, it does manage to get 2. Medusa just with the Mana Shield too strong. Rasputin's dropping very low. Might tick out to that. And yeah, I think rip Skywrath, as it were. Medusa does manage to get back. That Enfeeble, though, reduced by 120. Medusa doesn't hit hard at all with that. Hits like a kitten. So, decent fight coming out for the side of FDX. They get 2 for their 1. But I don't think any real objectives are going to come for this. We're starting to get to a bit of a stalemate point here. One of these teams is going to have to commit all in, maybe sneak a Roshan, and then use the Aegis advantage in order to push. And FDX is at the disadvantage right now as they don't have any tier 2s up yet. I think the Golden Experience... Holy net worth, Batman! I guess it's all on that Morphling, though. He's the one who's got all of their farm. But Experience is still basically even. Wizard comes out, just farming the camp. But Medusa's now leading the net worth. Then it's the Morphling. Where is that? Okay, so the net worth discrepancy is kind of here and here. Like Witch Doctor to the Ogre, and then the Void to the ET. Then the supports to their counterparts as well. It's not just that, like, obviously these guys are higher than that, but I mean, the two Witch Doctor as the mid laner is higher than the Ogre as the mid laner, and the Void as the off laner is higher than the ET as an off laner. I'm not trying to compare these two to each other, but their counterparts as it were. And Roche is starting to be contested here from King Kurd poking around it. Morphling's in the area just farming up some ancients. They're pinging out. They know this Ogre's here. Both teams warding on top of each other again. Elder Titan scouting out the Roche pit with that spirit. He's gonna find most of them. I imagine you only saw those three that were there, but Void's gonna be going forward. Ogre's gonna see him and just be like, and I don't want to get caught by that, so I'm just gonna back up. If he orchids and then gets a double 4x, that could be. It's like it's just about 2,000 damage before reductions, Unrefined Fire Blast. So 30% of that, 1,300, 600, 2,600, reduced by 25%. So 1,000, 250, 250, 500. So probably 2,000 damage after reductions, 2,100 after reductions, and the Orchid Burn coming out from him if, the stars align and Ogre's a god. But again, double wards. It's just funny. So FDX is having to sit very defensive. Where's their replicate out from the Morphling? Does he have one? He's got one somewhere, just not sure where it is. Oh, they're sitting back by the tier 4s. So he's safe to push this out, and meanwhile, Faceless Void Medusa, they're just gonna push into this Roshan. And FDX, they're not in position to counter. Earthshaker has enough for his blink here in couple seconds here, but it's gonna be way too late. They're gonna zone out this Witch Doctor sees it's Elder Titan, he's gonna push him out. Spirit comes in too late. Not gonna go in. And they're thinking this Morphling is hitting our tower very, very hard. Holy crap! I guess those illusions are hitting for about 100 each. What is it? 30% with 28% for ranged. Yeah, so just about 300 or 100 and some each. As Morphling's damage is all in the stats. Void's pushing up the bottom lane. He was the one to go with the Aegis, so give it to their jump in initiator, which I think is not a bad call at all. So they know that this was warded or dewarded, but unfortunately they've got wards everywhere. Very nice job of FDX, even though they've lost their map control coming up from their tower there, and there, that they're able to keep wards up and not give up their side of the map easily. Void's took a lot of damage from that multicast. And that was another thing I didn't even think, is if stars align and they're under natural order, that's going to be more like 3,000 damage. They're going for this Morphling, but he doesn't have a replicate out. He's got away from it in a few seconds. Manages to Manta style out of the silence there. Oh, no, another silence coming out. They're chasing him down, but they're going to have to let him go. Chrono comes on too. No Witch Doctor ulti, though. And we get a Fiend's Grip onto the Faceless Void. That's his Aegis down. Earthshaker dropped as well. The Skylift Mage gets nuked down, brought down by the Elder Titan. Fissure comes out, not Fissure, sorry, Earthsplitter comes out as well, lands on a few. Medusa's gone godlike, though. This Morphling's gonna go, make sure he doesn't get stunned. He manages to warp out. Nice stomp on 4, that's gonna slow them down. No buybacks coming out to the side of FDX, though. So slowly but surely, this Medusa was able to bring it back, and she did pick up a butterfly, so kind of halfway between damage and defense. We get a Maledict stun onto that Elder Titan. It's going to force him back. And they're just going to take down this first set of racks. And it doesn't look like there's a lot they can do. Pop the glyph, but they don't. They have Echo Slam and they have a Blink Dagger. So if they stay grouped up like this, it could be pretty solid. Especially if it's underneath the natural order, that 33% magic reduction. They're going to look to push in this top lane as well. They're going to have to be careful. I'm not saying it would kill everybody, but it would, well, now it would kill the Disruptor for sure. Do a lot of damage to the Witch Doctor. Skylift Mage is not there. He's just respawning there. But we'll have to wait and see. Reaper's looking for a good stomp. Shaker sitting off to the side here. break the Lincolns on the Medusa. Maybe looking for a Fiend's Grip. It's not up for a few seconds. Bane's going for an Ag Scepter here. So, more mana drain, I guess, more damage, much longer duration. And they're just pushing the lanes out. They did lose both Rex mid, so mid lane's always going to be pushed into their base, especially when the Medusa clears it out. So they can push the creeps up here and then go to a different lane if they want to. Like go up like this or up like that. Kind of thing. The split push becomes a lot easier for them as well. What's Medusa looking to get? Is this Rapier? Rapier? Oh. How boring. One could hope, right? So it goes for the Boots of Travel. Basically 6 slotted. Maybe swap out the Mask of Madness for... because you don't really need that attack speed now. You attack quick enough as it is without activating it. Swap it out. Yeah, you attack plenty quick. Go for a real damage item instead of that. It paid off. He was able to farm and it gave him the damage output he needed early. So, I mean... I guess I can't really knock it. It's been working. Disruptor is starting to get towards that Ag Scepter. Witch Doctor just got a DD rune. It's terrifying. Morphling picks up a Butterfly of his own. No shotgun coming out for him. But he's got buyback as well. He'll be okay to go. Stun's coming out. Cast dropping through. And just kind of a slow siege coming out here. Void's up in the top lane. The rest of his team is sitting down here bottom. He's just sitting there farming a camp. They're probably thinking, Kurd, come on, buddy. We need your chrono here. But it looks like they're just going to go for the split push strategy. They have all 5 members of FDX grouped up down here-ish, minus the Bane wandered away. But they have them grouped up here. The Void's going to pressure in this way, and the rest of his team is just going to be like, our racks now. But more Echo Stomps, just delaying that push, slowing it down. And Ogre's up there. He's going to force this out. And with Ogre and Bane up here now, there's only 3 heroes bottom. Fissure's keeping them back, though. And they're just slowly getting their tower chipped away. Cast comes out as well as a kinetic field. They're going to pop the Medusa's ulti. Nope. Bursts down an illusion. Misclick onto the Medusa. She's just sitting there tanking tower hits. They're not even worried. That said, we get him 2 casts on there. It looks like Void backtracked them both and no multicast. That's a sad day of Ogre. He just lost the lottery there. Cask bouncing out. It's going to stun. Oh, no. Stuns them out. More just creep clear. Just the slow siege coming out from Musta Wizard. One of these teams is going to go for initiation here. If this Earthshaker sees something good, he's going to just flank Echo. Hopefully it's enough, too. He has the team to follow it up. Elder Titan's been pretty quiet. Still has that pipe. Not a lot. Disruptor's almost got that egg. Only halfway through the last item. Witch Doctor actually has a Bloodstone. Very interesting item choice there. Just a lot of health. Still think Assault Cuirass would have been better. That minus armor for it to go with his ulti. But, you know. Do what you want. There goes the Mask of Madness and a Demon Edge. And Monkey King Bar. So, this is obviously the smarter choice than going for the Divine. Still not as much fun, but I accept it. So Medusa's going to hit pretty hard here in a sec. The base damage will, but the procs won't. But the True Strike up against the Morphling's Butterfly will. Shotgun onto the Void. They might chrono this. There's 2 of them. They drop the chrono. Skywrath gets silenced. Disruptor drops his ulti onto them as well. Witch Doctor pops his BKB and starts channeling. Unfortunately, this Morphling is going to get... Oh, Manta Style's out. He's going to look to waveform to the high ground. Oh no! He gets glimpsed just at the last second. Manages to get off his Remnant. Echo Slam comes out from the Earthshaker, but he gets stunned up and he's going to get brought down as well. Bane's getting hit from the low ground up to the high ground. And they managed to win that fight. I believe there was a buyback from someone. There it is. Yeah, the Elder Titan just bought back. Morphling's got it as well, but he didn't go down. He's healing up in the well. And they're going to look to take this bottom racks here as well. Nice chrono follow-up from there. They managed to get 2 and force the Morphling very far back. Stun comes over with the Ogre. He's going to force staff away. And they're going to look to take this. That Monkey King Bar doing some work. Stun comes out to them. Morphling's looking to burst someone down. Not able to get the Void. Mystic Flare's going to land on 2, though. He's DP... Yeah, right-clicking down the rest of the CTR guys. Chrono comes out on... Oh, only catches the Morphling. Elder Titan was just on the edge. So they're going to start going onto this Morphling, but he's very tanky. He's already started morphing to strength. He's going to stop that now. He's going to just finish off the Witch Doctor, and looks like they're going to be able to turn. Where's Medusa during all this? Looks like she was hitting the racks. The Void's able to time walk away. He's going to be good. Medusa's left alone. Does finish off the racks, and almost gets the Elder Titan. Two more right clicks. 1, 2. There it is. Looks like Bane was looking for that. Multicast comes over there, gets a quad cast, just tickles him, gets rid of some of his mana. Cast the other one right before you go down. Oh, Matt, oh. That nice Nightmare from Bane, another Enfeeble as well. The Medusa's going to hit significantly softer now. But they did lose another set of racks. Even fight all in all. Lots of gold, though. 1,800 for that Morphling. That's going for a Helm of the Dominator, so he is going ultimate right click now. Now, he didn't really have the damage before, so I worry a little bit. But this is the sustain he's going to need. He gets low. He's got so much escape now. But I think it's almost too late. Void just picked up an MKB, so he doesn't care. He's going to chrono you and just click you. Click you for days. Not to mention his damage is now quite high. If he gets some mini bashes on top of his regular time lock, it's going to be a lot of damage coming out onto that Morphling very quick. This is, like I said, actually 6 slotted, just saving for buyback. Witch Doctor has Boots of Travel now. 7 charges on this Bloodstone. Disruptor has an Ags and a Force Staff. Basically 6 slotted, plus a set of wards. But now he's got that very potent Static Storm. Deals up to 300 maximum damage per second for 7 seconds. And it's going to be... Not to mention it just silences items. It's an area of effect doom about this this big. That second circle, more or less. There's the Static Storm. Chrono in. It manages to catch... It caught the Morphling. They're going to be able to take down the Ogre, and they're going to start dropping Mystic Flare on the Morphling. He's dropping low. Nice Echo Slam comes out from the Earthshaker, but he's going to drop down too quick. This Morphling looks like he wants to die and then buy back. He actually sold it. He went for a Chrysalis, so decided to need more damage. He got a crit, blows up the Faceless Void, manages to kill the Witch Doctor. No buyback. There it is. He brings one back. Meanwhile, Medusa is just right-clicking down the rest of his team. Multicast. Medusa's got too much effective HP to deal with. Multicast, triple cast onto the Skywolf Mage, coupled with a... The shotgun. Looks like they want to go for this Medusa. Morphling's trying to right-click. Cleaning up the illusions. It's him against this man fight. They're going to go for the Disruptor. Stun comes out. Oh, Medusa manages to win it. Ogre Magi. Fight! Fight. Medusa's dropping very low. Ogre... Bane needs to get Force Staff forward. Oh, there it is. Gotta get the Nightmare off. Nightmare. Oh, they managed to get it. There's... Oh, no. Brain Sap finishes him off. Unfortunately, I don't think they got what they need to do. Medusa's just going to buy back, and I think that's GG. The throne's going down. They got to pull these catapults off it, though. But with the Medusa bought back and just sat there, she's just going to right-click the throne. And that'll be all she wrote. That was an excellent game. Excellent game. Lots of fun to watch. If you're joining me on Twitch, thank you very much. If you're joining me in the Dota 2 Dota TV client, again, thank you very much for tuning in. I am at Wolf Dota. You can follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch if you want. Go with what you feel. Not trying to pressure you, but gotta plug myself. This was the AD2L Season 5. We had for Blake and Kyle versus 5 Deadly X's. The series went 1-for-1. And both games were a lot of fun to watch. If you missed the first one, you want to watch it, it'll be up on YouTube sometime tomorrow. Maybe late tonight, depends what time it is. Yeah, it'll probably be up later tonight. But other than that, thank you for tuning in. Both games were a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to cast. Hope you guys have a good night. Take it easy.